Welcome to the Sure Shot for the Week 5 of the NFL season. This is episode 4. I am your host, Chad Morton, but you can call me the agent, joined as always by the two-time Super Bowl champion and Washington Commanders Hall of Famer, the legend Gary Clark. Also joined by the Disruptor, a 21-year professional football veteran, player, and coach, Lois Cook. And as always, to my left is the star of stage and screen, psych, but he's been on ESPN and many other sports broadcasting programs, the Professor, Mark Gray. And guys, let's give ourselves a little hand. We were 3-1 last week with our Sure Shots.
Bounce back.
Well, you know what? Patrick Mahomes, he cost us our only, that was our only loss. Patrick Mahomes, he slid. Good football play, but bad if you had money on it. Right now, we're a quarter of a way through the NFL season, and now's when you start to see trends. And these trends can affect your betting or how you'd like to place your bets on teams. So let's start with the legend. Gary, are there any teams that you've been watching that have started a trend going up or trending down that our viewers may want to watch out for while they're placing their bets?
Well, with the Eagles, I would say they're just trending, you know what I'm saying? Because they haven't played great yet, but they still win every week. You know, and that's a huge factor. When you don't play good and you win, I've always said, great teams win when they play bad. And right now the Eagles are playing bad, but they're a great team. That's why they're winning. So I would always, only if they're playing the Commanders, I'm going to go to bet against them.
Well, let me tell you, you're so right on that. They're finding a way to win. Good teams find a way to win, just like bad teams find a way to lose, which leads us to those Chicago Bears. But before I get onto that, let me go to the Disruptor. Any teams you got your eye on that are going up or going down?
Yeah, no, going up for sure, the 49ers. You know, I've been
Going up. They've been up.
They've been up, yeah.
All the
and
way
they're
up.
still going up.
All the way
They're
up.
staying up. Going down, I'm going to have to say the Giants.
Yeah.
They've been down.
Okay.
They downtrodden.
Professor, what do you got? Any teams you got your eye on that are going up or going down?
The Dolphins. The Dolphins are
Just
a
one
team that
game.
started like a blue chip stock. Then they had like a little bit of a market reset. I don't know what I got with the Dolphins yet. I don't know how to bet them. I mean, you know, they're double-digit home favorite over the Giants this week, but, you know, it's not like just winning the game.
Take that.
You gotta
Take
cover.
that out.
Can
They
you
go
take?
cover.
I don't trust them on the line right now.
They
They're
will
really,
take
I don't know what to
good
think about
team.
them.
Yeah.
I didn't buy into the whole. I mean, I know they did the whole 70-point situation, but I didn't buy into that. It was a big hype. But were they playing a non-existent defense
Well, I'm
in that
looking
game?
at them strictly from a degenerate gambling standpoint.
They
here.
always go score more than 20.
But will they cover the spread?
Right,
See, that's the whole
They
thing
always
with
gonna
me.
score more
Well,
than
you know, I expect them to be playing pretty much late into the season with meaningful games. They're that good. Their defense is solid, and they have a quarterback as long as he stays healthy. But if you plan a couple of coins and you get them early in the week as a double-digit pick, and they're cruising until they do something stupid in the fourth quarter, give up a pick six or something like that, they may win the game. You may lose your coin. So to me, they a quandary wrapped around an enigma. I can't figure them out.
I think Tua was due a bad game. Tua was due one bad game, and this was his first subpar game because he's been stellar the first 4 weeks of the season. But now as we get to week 5 of the NFL season, with our trends going in, let's go right to the legend. Who do you got for game 1? What's the game you got your eye on?
Game 1, I got the Bills over the Jaguar. I'm losing 5.5, but I still think the Bills will go definitely cover, and they're going to spank the Jaguar.
Okay, for those of you who are betting, remember that's going to be a 9:30 start because that game is in London. Also remember Jacksonville played in London last week. They did not travel back.
It could
Obviously,
be in
they stayed
Mongolia.
there.
It could be anywhere. The same thing's going to happen.
So even with the rest, the legend has the Bills 5.5 points better than the Jaguars, and I like that bet. The Bills are firing on all cylinders. Disruptor, what do you got?
Okay, well, speaking of trends and whatnot, the Panthers aren't doing so hot either, and so I'm taking the Lions. That's a -8.5. I almost pulled it out, but I was like, wait a minute. You're so disrupting. But no, the Lions have a solid. Did y'all get that? Replay that. Bring that back. Lions have a really solid run game, and the Panthers are ranked 27 in in covering the run. So, so they're going to have a lot of work cut out for them. I don't think any game is a walk in the park, but the Panthers are definitely going to have to keep up the pace to take on the Lions. And I don't see that happening in this game.
Right, and the Lions are at home. They're giving up 8.5, but they are at home.
And they get Jameson Williams
back, and Bryce Young has not looked good.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback, undersized for the NFL, in my opinion. Good pick. Lions got a great defense.
And they do have a great defense, and they got a great defensive mind on the sideline leading that team, and Dan Campbell.
Yep.
So they more than just a fashionable pick. They're going to play meaningful games into December for a change down there. After Thanksgiving, the Lions are going to be relevant. I'll take that plus 10.5.
Okay, so you're going with the Lions as
No,
well?
I'm not.
Okay. Because I was going to say that's 8.5. You're going to stretch it out for yourself.
No. Listen to the whole statement, bro.
You got betting that way then.
Here's what I'm going to do. I got the Ravens at home, a 3.5-point
No,
favorite.
they're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're in Pittsburgh?
They're in Pittsburgh.
Okay, then I'll still take the 3.5.
Okay.
If for no other reason than I think Kenny Pickett is worth 3.5 points for the opposition
Right.
in this case. I mean, how often do you see Pittsburgh talking about making coaching decisions, inferencing that? I've never seen Mike Tomlin look that frustrated. And, Kenny Pickett ain't good at 100%, so he's facing a Ravens team that's got some question marks, but I'll take Lamar Jackson in a close game.
You're going to give up the 3.5.
And I am going to give up the 3.5.
Okay.
So, there's a stench with both of those offenses right now. It's kind of like a, fish heads and rice kind of in the trash thing going on. Yeah, with both offenses. So it ain't going to be pretty, but I think the Ravens will cover the 3.5.
Well, you know what? I agree with you. I won't pick that. I wouldn't touch the Steelers, and I recommend to anybody out there putting their money down, you can't touch the Steelers until they get rid of Matt Canada. Everyone in professional football and the viewers watching on television know he's not qualified to be an offensive coordinator in this league, and it's the stubbornness of Mike Tomlin that's keeping him there. I'll get off my soapbox, but somebody was on Twitter lighting the Steelers up for this OC, and it could have been me.
Was it you?
I don't know. Somebody who looks like me.
Were you
May have
trending?
been them. Very possibly. My game one, we got the Dolphins coming off a loss in Buffalo. They scored 70 2 weeks ago, 23, I believe it was, last week. It's time for a get back. The New York Giants looked awful on Monday night, and unfortunately, their quarterback is Daniel Jones. They cannot keep up. When they go to Miami this week, I look for Miami to win in a blowout at home against the Giants. You're giving up 10.5. May seem like a lot, but remember, these are the Miami Dolphins who scored 70 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. I think the Giants are going to surprise us this week. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to surprise us.
Stop
I think
taking all those drugs.
I do. I feel like, you got.
Just say
they got
no.
their good.
Listen to Nancy. Just say no.
Don't get me wrong. The Dolphins have this, but
You think 10's too much?
no, I don't
Okay.
necessarily. But I just think we're going to see a lot more. I think the Giants are going to. They've been playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion. I think they're going to. It's week 5. I think they're going to kind of make a little statement, not a little statement, not an
Definitely
exclamation
doing
point,
drugs.
but a little
Definitely doing drugs.
little dot. Watch, it's going to shock you.
You know what?
I think they're going to do something
Keep
in
your
this
eye on
game.
that game. You heard
Yeah.
the disruptor. I
But
hope
they're
she
not
doesn't
gonna
disrupt
win.
my game one pick for you. Jumping right to pick 2. Go right back to the legend. Who you
No,
got?
pick 2. I'm following you, brother. I got, the Giants are not going to beat the Dolphins. They're just not. So I got the Dolphins spanking. So it's a 10.5. I had it at 11.
Yeah,
so it's
10.5. Yep.
Oh, good.
That
So
it may stretch up because that line
No,
can
I
change.
mean, right. I thought it was at 11, but it's 10.5.
I got
I'll
it
take
at
the
11
10.5.
too.
I had it at
So,
11.
Okay, so
10.5, 11,
so for our viewers watching this now, the line is trending up. It may be at 11. It may even be at 11.5. I'm still good with it. How about you?
Yeah, I'm
Garrett?
fine either way. I mean,
Okay.
they're going to win by 2 touchdowns at least.
Right. I think this is a get
See what
back
happens
game.
when you have no drugs?
And
you
is it-
make clear decisions.
Isn't McDaniels a vibe though?
I don't know.
Anyway, he's cool. He's a cool coach.
Josh McDaniels, he's, yeah, there you go. Very good. The professor. This guy should bring a thesaurus with him. I was wondering, what word could we use? Different is perfect for McDaniels. He is.
They used to date, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, don't play it off now, really.
Wow. That's
Hey,
not
we're
my
breaking
type.
news. We're breaking news right here.
Not my type.
Remember, hey, McDaniels, that was a legend.
That's what happens when you break up. Then there's no typing anymore.
Anyway.
Who you got for game 2?
All right, game 2. Okay, I'm going with my old faithful, reliable 49ers over the Cowboys. And it's only -3.5 on this.
49ers at home.
At home,
Yep.
I'm not bought into the Cowboys. I think that they have really not shown me that they're worthy of taking the field with this dominant team. 13 out of 23 of them scoring was field goals. So that reflects their stat in the red zone, which is number 30. They're number 30 with scoring in the red zone. So, yeah,
You
no.
took the Cowboys
It's
a
absolute,
couple of weeks ago.
and shame on me for doing that.
I told you not to then. You should
Because they
listen to
lost.
me.
But that was more so because I was going against the Cardinals than anything. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah.
49ers look
got
good.
it.
Best team in the league right now, giving up only 3.5. That is our Sunday night game. So if you can wait up for that one, that might just be a good bet. Who you got, Mark?
All right, I'm gonna go back to Bills and Jaguars. I gotta go Buffalo. I mean, they opened up as a 5.5-point favorite. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be breaking out this year, and it just hasn't happened. Stephon Diggs looks like the best receiver in the league right now. I just think that Buffalo's going to have a little bit too much offense. And there's a bad offensive line in Jacksonville. It's not really helping Trevor Lawrence take that next step like I thought. I thought this was going to be the year he was going to be able to look Joe Burrow in the eye. Maybe not Patrick Mahomes. It ain't happening because of that O-line. Buffalo is Buffalo in Western New York, so I got to go with them. And I can get them at 5.5 early in the week. That's a no-brainer, man.
Right.
You
Does
gotta
it worry
take the
you that
Bills.
they're traveling and the Jaguars are nice and comfortable, and they're coming in with the time difference and everything?
So they probably had too much shepherd's pie. Where they playing that game?
Oh, God, you don't want to know what's in that.
Cheers.
Shepherd's pie. If you don't know, Google it. Let me give you my game 2. I am right there with Lois. We got the 49ers at the Cowboys on Sunday night. 49ers giving up 3.5. This is going to be the premier matchup this Sunday, but I think Dallas is way overmatched. I think Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey are going to put up big numbers at home, and I think this is their time to really separate themselves. Dallas is more like a rumor for one of the top teams, but I think the 49ers and really the Eagles, who've been playing poorly but still winning, are the class of the NFC and the NFL. Take the 49ers at home, give up 3.5 while you can get it. Jumping right back into game 3, going right back to the legend. Who you got?
I got the Chiefs over the Vikings. I'm giving up 5.5, but I don't care. I got Mahomes. Minnesota, the offense has been playing pretty good, but their defense is just, they can't stop Kansas City. I don't really see that happening. I really don't. Not at 5.5. I mean, they would have beat them by at least 2 field goals, worst case scenario.
Right, and 5.5, that's a good number if you can get it. Remember, these are the numbers today. All right, check your lines before you place your bets. But good call there. Lois, who you got?
All right. I'm going with the Commanders over the Bears. I like Justin Fields, but he ain't got the whole team together. It takes so much more than just one person. But they're obviously trending down.
Trending down.
And the Commanders are back at home. They should have won that last game. So they've got something to prove. And I think the Bears have something to prove too. They're going to be playing with a little bit of desperation, but they don't have it. They just don't have enough weapons to match up with the Commanders.
I like that call, and that's the Thursday night game. So remember, that Commanders-Bears game, if you want it, you got to get your bets in on Thursday. Professor, who you got for game 3?
I got to go with the Rams. I can get them at 4 against the Eagles, and I take them there because the NFC champs.
4.5. You getting?
At 4.5 now.
Yep.
Okay, because the NFC champs, are the NFC champs no matter how ugly they are. I mean, Jalen Hurts hadn't found his groove yet. The defense is fast and physical. Those 2 Georgia kids are going to make it really, really tough for Sean McVay's offense, and I just kind of like the place that the Eagles are in coming off of a so-so performance. They gonna find a way, like you were making, to raise their level to the level of their competition. I think that's the only thing that sets Philly back this year is they're gonna get bored. You know how it is coming off a championship. You get to a flat little area, you flatline a little bit, and I think the Eagles, when they need to turn it on, they got another notch. I'm not quite sure anybody other than the 49ers do, so I like the Eagles over the Rams, and I'll take the 4 points. I think they can cover it by a touchdown.
You got it. You got it. Eagles over the Rams. All right. Okay, for my game 3, I'm going right there with the legend. We've got to take the Chiefs going to Minnesota, but only giving up 5.5. I think Mahomes is putting it together with Kelsey. I think they're going to be a dynamic duo. I think that they're going to be good for 14 to 21 points. The Vikings are good, and the Vikings can score, but can they stay within 5.5 points of the Chiefs? I don't think so. I think the Jets gave the Chiefs a little scare on Sunday night, but now I'm looking for the Chiefs to blow out, and I mean blow out the Vikings and play the way we expect the Chiefs to play. I look for the Chiefs to go big. I'm going with the legend on that one. There's my game 3. And now, guys, let's give ourselves the drum roll. What y'all been waiting for? Here are the sure shots. We were 3-1 last week. Remember, pick who you want to pick to bet on, but try to bet individually as opposed to betting collectively. If you bet individually, you would have won 3 bets and only lost 1. You still come out on top. You bet it as a teaser, which means you got to bet all 4 games on 1 ticket. You'll win more money. However, if one game loses, as one of us was off last week, it could cost you your whole ticket. So for the sure shot, we're going to start first with the legend. Who you got for the sure shot?
You guys already know who I got for the sure shot.
I guess we do. I guess we do.
And this is the one time I'm definitely sure the Commanders are going to win against the Bears. But for the most part, I'm 3-1 when it comes to my sure shots. I'm on point. I don't lose that. I don't lose when it counts.
Hey, the Commanders been covering for you. So you've got the Commanders on Thursday night, -5.5 at home against the Chicago Bears.
We can't win by a touchdown or 2 field goals. Come on, guys.
Okay, over the Bears. You got it. Now, interesting thing about that game, that line started at 7.5. It is now on, as of Wednesday, 5.5. So what is going on that's making that line go down? I don't know, but I do like the pick.
You can't trust either one of those teams. You don't know.
I can trust the Commanders way more than I trust the Bears.
Well,
Oh,
It depends on what's going on with the O-line. We've seen the offensive line in Washington slapped around a little bit, and that changes the whole dynamic of that team.
Yeah, but we score. I mean, for the most part, we score a lot of points.
Well, that is
we did, except for the Bills game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Even then
and
was
again,
20,
a good
though.
defense, like the Bills, can make Sam Howell look somewhat pedestrian.
Like the Bills.
Like the
This
Bills.
is the Bears.
But this is the Bears.
And
but
it's week 5.
It is.
So, you know,
I mean,
the
he's
teams.
got some work to do, but I'm talking, you lay your ducats down at this point in the year. So this is how I'm going. December, we can probably be talking a whole different
I would
story
argue
now.
they're trending up.
Yeah, they put up 30 against the
Yeah,
Eagles.
they did.
A good
Right.
defense.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but not this week. Then anyway, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Careful. Who you got? Sure shot disruptor.
Violent over here.
Hey, just say no.
Okay, you know what? Anyways. All right, sure shot. Ooh, I got 2 sure shots, but I'm gonna go with the Lions.
The Lions, but you already picked the Lions.
Okay, then I'm going with
No,
Commanders.
she did that last week. Don't do that.
You want me to pick? Okay, you want me to give you a whole new team?
No, do
I
the
need a whole
Commanders.
new-
You did that last week and you lost twice.
got you. Then I will. My sure shot will be the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
And you're going to give up that 10.5.
What did I do last
Dolphins
time?
at home coming
Yeah,
off a
they
loss.
got it.
Giving up 10.5, but I look for an explosion too.
Sorry,
You
Daniel.
doubled
I
down.
like
And
the
doesn't
pick.
he look so sad?
You doubled down last week on your sure shot and
I
it
did.
lost.
All right.
Yeah, Daniel Jones does look sad.
He just told you how to do that. Don't
You be
do that.
saying,
No
too,
doubling down.
if your offensive line was like a matador in Madrid and just letting people go through.
And your head coach is ripping you a new one on the sidelines
man.
in front of national TV.
So What's there to be happy about?
Hey,
if you're
man,
Daniel
nothing
Jones?
if you're in
no
New York.
Saquon
Hey, I'll
Barkley.
tell you what.
Yeah.
No
You could
offensive
Yeah.
line.
What you could
Yeah.
do is just be happy that you're not the Jets
Well,
if you're in New York. Who you got, buddy, for your sure shot?
Well, of course, I'm a pile on. I got to take the Dolphins. Even I got them at 11.5. Dolphins by 10. It seems like it was rich at the moment, but I'm struggling to see this game as anything but a blowout. I really am. I think that you might want to have plans for the latter stages. Miami can score. The Giants can't, and they can't protect their quarterback, and that's a better than average defense down there. All things considered, I'm taking the Dolphins with the points, and they're going to cover.
It's hard to pick it, them playing at home.
At
It's
home.
hard to pick
Okay,
against them.
one thing about it, we've got a lot of picks that have doubled up this week, and for my sure shot, I'm right there with Gary. I got the Commanders at home, -5.5 on Thursday night. Now, here's the key to this game. Eric Bieniemy has got this Washington offense cranking. They had one bad offensive week, but other than that, they're plus 25 points every game. The Bears are the Bears. Chase Claypool was just cut. They just gave up essentially a first-round pick for him last year. He has been cut. The Bears are in disarray. You've got a head coach who just may be fired mid-season, and you've got a Commanders team that's rolling. Everything points to a Commanders blowout. This is the NFL, but the Commanders should definitely win this game, and as the legend said, by at least 2 field goals going away. And one side note, one cold shot, Mike Tomlin. You and the Steelers could have had Eric Bieniemy. You chose not to interview him, and I'm going to tell you what, he's in Washington doing incredible things while Matt Canada has our offense last in the league. And there it is.
Yeah.
You
The
don't
sure
really
shot
like
for
Matt
week
Canada.
5. No, I cannot stand. I don't even want to hear about the
You're not
country
gonna make
of Canada.
the Christmas
the
list.
sure
He
shot
probably won't get a card.
for week 5 of the NFL season. I want to remind you to always bet responsibly. Never bet more than you can handle. And we'll see you next week on the Sure Shot. Best of luck to y'all.
Go Birds.